Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are live, guys. And today, running backs, is the three down workhorse gone? Have they gone extinct? We're going to talk about it, guys. All right. And we're going to talk about the news. Going to go through the news a little bit here. Mike Evans just signed a deal. Jordan Jefferson's brother DM'd me. I didn't even know he had a brother, but we're going to talk about it. We're going to get into some news here a little bit. But I just really want to focus on running backs. I mean, I love talking about running backs. We should do a bunch of morning lives specifically on running backs. That's all I want to talk about because I'm all about the running backs. And there's only few and far between how many like workhorse running backs. They're so rare. We're going to talk about some early guys that can actually be a workhorse. So welcome, guys. Smash thumbs up. Morning show. I want to do this. I like this morning thing. Again, we are in the dead of off season. So the people that are here, props to you guys. I ask you that if you are here, it's very important that you turn on that bell. That bell is very, very important because that's going to tell you when we're live. That's going to start getting the snowball going. We really want to make sure that this group is like booming during prime time, like absolutely booming. We're going to talk about NFL news. It's going to be a lot of value to you guys because we're going to talk about NFL news. We're going to talk about notes. Going to give you guys that opinion that other people are afraid to talk about. So if you are new, subscribe, thumbs up, turn on the bell, and drop a comment below. Is the running back gone? Is it extinct? Are the running backs gone? So I see the regular here. We got Brian French in the house, who's got the serious lion mentality. Oh, sorry, that's not Brian. Got my coffee and ready to go for the show. Brian is dedicated. Brian is ready to win his leagues. This is the dedication that I like. We are in March. March, everybody. The combine just ended. Mind you, because let's get right to the news here. Let's get right to the news. All right. Did you guys see that? Xavier Worthy, wide receiver, 4.21. I ended up doing a post on this. Man, like it was just a repost. I have never seen this type of engagement on one of my reels. Like I've had reels go viral like 1.6 million. I had one go to like I think 2 or 3 million, but this video just went crazy. This is where he broke the record here. He's running. This is on my Instagram here. This thing, when I look at my analytics, and it's still going, reached just under 4 million, 3.9 million people, 162,000 likes, all purely organic. This was not like a paid campaign for me to promote this video. It was just like, dude, go check it out on my Instagram. He broke the record, but this thing got so much engagement. Unbelievable. I mean, the fact that he broke this record is very impressive. I mean, he ran a 4.21, and I think they did some math on this or something, and they look back. I think it was he beat Usain Bolt's record, for that. So that's pretty remarkable, man. Phil says, rest in peace, Chris Mortensen. I don't know this guy too much. I know I'm in sports and stuff. Rest in peace. I don't know him. I don't know him too much. I didn't follow him, hear too much about him, but apparently he was a big deal at ESPN. I don't know. I don't follow the ESPN guys too much, but I should know who he is. I mean, I've been watching sports since like a long time ago. I don't even want to say how long ago because then that tells you how old I am, but it's been a long time. So I just never heard of him till today. I just don't follow analysts. So rest in peace either way. Very, very sad. That's in the news as well. Again, the combine, Trey Benson had a good run. He's a top running back prospect, ran a 4.39. Between us, I think I'm looking at trying to get him at the conference. That'd be cool. If he ends up being a Cowboy, we could have the starting running back for the Cowboys at the Fantasy Sports Summit. If you haven't booked your ticket yet, make sure you guys do and get 16 rounds. You can secure 16 rounds now for the lowest price of the season. Use code SMASH to save. I've linked it below. When you do that upsell, like upgrade it, there's going to be an upsell offer that I've added. It's very important, and I've bundled it so it's a good price. Get the Sports Summit, Fantasy Sports Summit. You're going to see that after you order it. It's going to be an adder. It's like fries with that. But instead, you're getting a Sports Summit. You're automatically entered to win a PS5 once you get a Summit ticket. And we're looking at getting some big athletes. I'm looking to secure a bunch. Tajay Spears is booked. I'm looking to get Trey Benson. And I can't even say the other names because I still haven't confirmed them. But Trey Benson's almost pretty much locked up. And then, yeah, there's gonna be 3 or 4 more names. It's gonna be huge, man. You get to chill just like this and ask them questions and bring your name up, and we're gonna talk and we're gonna hang out. It's gonna be awesome. And we're gonna do mock drafts and stuff like that. So get the ticket below. Use code SMASH to save. Grab 16 rounds. All right. Other news. Mike Evans also. Mike Evans. Let's see here. What was the deal? 2-year, 52 million. Let me just look this up here. Yeah, Mike Evans. I don't know, man. Mike Evans is old. Like I don't know. He did obviously he's doing good. Buccaneers are signing Mike Evans to a 2-year, 52 mil contract that includes 35 million guaranteed. I don't know, a little high for me personally. I'm all about like running backs that like, running backs and wide, all talent, all like position players that are young. I like the upside. The fact that this guy, I don't know how old is Mike Evans? Is he like 30 years old? Guys, help me out here in the comments. I think he's like 31. It's just too much, man. It's just too old for a wide receiver for me. And, for fantasy, I don't know. It depends on who the quarterback is. Depends on what other wide receivers they bring because, there could be a ton of upside here, if the quarterback play is good. So, anyway, that's it for news here. Am I missing anything here that really jumps out? There was the combine. Mike Evans. Brian says Mike Evans will get hurt now that he got paid. Very viable, man. At his age, you never know with these older wide receivers. All right, so let's get to the running back talk. That's what we're here. Is the running back position gone? Is it dead? Is it the way of the dinosaur? And let's pull up the running back rankings here. These are your Concheapsis rankings. And to be honest with you, look at this. Christian McCaffrey, Breece Hall. This is in PPR, I believe. Let me see here. Yeah, PPR ranks. You look at Christian McCaffrey, older as well. But Workhorse, no, there's no doubt about it. Is that going to continue? We don't know. Breece Hall, Workhorse. So yes, it does exist. But how many of these guys are actually going to be the workhorse running back? So let's take a look here. Let's be realistic with ourselves. Like, who out of these guys is going to be in no committee? There's always going to be a committee. There's always going to be somebody there getting, some pass work and stuff like that. But who is the guy's going to carry the ball over? What do you think even is a safe number to call him a workhorse? I think anything over 250 attempts would be a workhorse, right? 250, 260, you're like pure workhorse, right? You can look at a guy like Christian McCaffrey, very possible, very viable. He does it again, but I don't think so. What do you guys say in the comments here? Just drop some names, guys, if you think these guys are workhorses here. Christian McCaffrey, workhorse. Breece Hall, workhorse. Byjan. And as you can see, guys, the only 3 workhorse are your top 3. But take a look closely. Jonathan Taylor could be a workhorse if you look carefully, guys. You gotta look carefully. Kyren Williams, I think he ends up in a committee. I really don't believe he's going to be like the fact that he was drafted in the 5th round. I love the talent. Listen, I love Kyren. Okay. The fact that he was drafted in the 5th round is a concern because typically with running backs that are drafted, rounds 4 and up, teams end up drafting another running back. We saw that with Tyler Algier. Back stitching here. One sec here. This is the thing with lives. You got to be real. You can't be fake. Oh, hey, it's me. I'm an announcer. Just got to be real. If my back itches, I got to scratch it. Damn, that back here is growing back. I got to shave it again. All right. So listen. So Kyren Williams, though, again, it's like, is he going to be on his own? I don't know. He was drafted in the 5th round. That is my concern. So when I look at this chart, McCaffrey, Breece Hall, Byjan, Jahmyr Gibbs, Taylor, Kyren. Like Rachaad White, he's fool's gold. He's not a great running back at all. He is a lackluster guy. Phil Gonzalez says, I wish Gibbs was, but Montgomery's there. This is the thing. And I looked at the stats. I extrapolated the stats. If Gibbs didn't have Montgomery there, which took away over 200 attempts, 13 goal line touchdowns, we would have had the number 1 player in fantasy, which would have been Jahmyr Gibbs. But he was hindered. And this is what bothers me, guys. I cannot express to you how much it bothers me that the workhorse running back is going the way of the dinosaur. And a lot of people, a lot of coaches are just like, man, we're going to run a committee. And that is the biggest problem. And that is what I have a problem with. It drives me nuts. I hate it. So that being said, with what we have left, we're picking at scraps here when it comes to workhorse running back. It's like, why wouldn't I secure Brees Hall round one? Why wouldn't I secure Byjan, who said he's going to run for 2,000 yards this year? Why wouldn't I secure Saquon Barkley if he ends up on the Texans? Now, I just heard they might sign Devin Singletary back. That's going to suck. I'm not sure if Singletary is going to be a concern because he's nowhere near the level talent-wise some of the guys I mentioned, but when you got a guy like Devin Singletary who knows the system, who did well in the system, he still might be a bit of a pest. But again, going back to the discussion, everybody's going to have somebody that's going to kind of buzzkill their value, okay? So let's look at it. Who is the workhorse here? Again, drop it in the comments. Tell me if this makes sense. And this is initial glance. Initial glance. This is not after the NFL draft, after free agency. This is all going to change. It's all going to change. Okay. But workhorse as of right now, this second, March 4th, Christian McCaffrey. Yes. Workhorse. Nobody else there that's going to take that job. I think he's going to get hurt this year, but that's not here nor there. Brees Hall, workhorse. Easy. I mean, he was the workhorse with Dalvin Cook there, which was a great sign because I don't think they're going to bring anybody. I think Dalvin Cook is past his prime, but they're not going to bring anybody as good as Dalvin Cook theoretically, right? Unless they really just want to bolster up their running back position. So anyway, I could go on deep analysis on all these guys. Drop a comment, guys. Hit the thumbs up, by the way, if you're here. We really want to get this out there. So a thumbs up really means a lot to me as I'm analyzing this for you. So who are the workhorses, guys? Smash the thumbs up. Really, really tap it, smash it, whatever it is got to do. Yeah, I'm gonna hit a little banner here. So just to remind you guys, really helpful. Smash the thumbs up aggressively, but don't break your phone while you're doing it. All right. So, all right. Workhorses. Christian McCaffrey. Yes. Check. Brees Hall. Check. Workhorse. Byjan, check, workhorse. Okay, that's why I guess they're tier one. I think the Chiefs are finally catching on here. Okay, it is good for them. Jahmyr Gibbs, no. Montgomery stole 200 attempts. He's not a true workhorse right now, unfortunately. So that is a question that you guys have to ask yourself. The question is, this is a question. Am I willing to invest a precious first round pick? Once that first round is gone, it's not coming back. You've made your pick. Am I ready to make a first round pick on Mr. Jahmyr Gibbs, knowing I'm going to keep talking about this the entire offseason, knowing that when that first drive, the Lions hit it's week one of your fantasy football season. You're playing Johnny and your team, and Johnny's got his running back. Let's say he's got Brees Hall or whatever, and you got Jahmyr Gibbs. Let's visualize here, okay? It's week one. You're excited. Your fantasy team. You want to win your week one. You want to get off to a good start, and then you'd invested in your draft Jahmyr Gibbs. And then the first drive, visualize you got the TV on. Close your eyes. You got the TV on. You put it on, and then there it is. Montgomery shows up, dude. I don't want to experience that. I experienced that last year. I was ready to smash my TV. I don't encourage that, but I was ready to take my TV off the stand, all 65 inches of it, and throw it across the room. I was so angry, and it's like Montgomery wouldn't go away. And when he got hurt. Mind you, I don't like players like actually getting hurt, but I was like, yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs gets a start. Let's be honest. Let's all call it what it is. So, when we're talking workhorses, guys, like I can't express to you enough that like he's not the way that it sits now. He's not a workhorse. Is he going to be a viable player? Yeah. Is he going to get a lot of points? Yeah. Will his ceiling be limited? Yes, it will, and that's what bothers me. Jonathan Taylor, I don't know, man. I just got to see the injuries, got to see what happens, got to see the situation. The problem with Jonathan Taylor, we were talking about this last time, is Anthony Richardson. I got an Anthony Richardson problem. I got any quarterback that runs a lot problem when it comes to running backs, because I don't want you guys stealing my goal line work. I don't like that, that's the thing. Like I don't know, man. Like Taylor bothers me a little bit because of his injuries, his lackluster performances, the Anthony Richardson factor. Again, the talent is there, right? The workhorse capability is there, but does a drop it below that? Does a quarterback that run, is that part of a committee? A little bit, right? Like it's hindering it. So That bothers me. Okay. So is he a workhorse? I think he's borderline. What do you guys think? This is something I need you guys to weigh in on. I'm going to lean yes, he's a workhorse still because the talent gap between anybody behind him, I think we really need to define this. The talent gap between anyone behind him is going to be pretty far, right? So, yeah, man, I would still consider him a workhorse at this point with a little bit of a downside. So he's like a one, a 1B, because of the fact of Anthony Richardson. That's going to bother me. So we've got McCaffrey, Brees, Byjan, and Taylor. 4 workhorses. Kyron, I'm trying to see if I could secure him for the Fantasy Sports Summit. Let me know if you guys would like to see Kyron Williams at the Fantasy Sports Summit. I'm working on that. None of this stuff is easy, guys, putting this together because it's never been done. It's never been done. Have you guys seen a Fantasy Sports Summit where NFL athletes are there? No. And when you do something new, it takes a little bit of work. So I'm working on it. JT will be good. Brian says JT will be good. I believe so. Running quarterback will take away points from Workhorse RB for sure. So we got, let's count them. It's on our hands. Christian McCaffrey, Brees Hall, Byjan, Jonathan Taylor for Kyron. Maybe, I doubt it. He's a 5th round pick. Rashad White, I don't think he's good enough. Saquon, yes. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to give Saquon the workhorse role. And, would Kenneth Walker? No. With Charbonnet there? Nah, no. Kamara, he hasn't rushed for 1,000 yards his entire career. Is that workhorse worthy? No. Stevenson has come out and said, I don't know if you guys saw this. Stevenson has come out and said he wants to be a 3-down workhorse back with Belichick being gone. Maybe that's a consideration. I don't know. I don't know if he's good enough to do that. Is he good? I don't know. So he's like a 4th round pick. This is going to get really interesting. I really don't know. I mean, there's a possibility, guys. Let me know. Stevenson, workhorse? Maybe. Drop it below. Tajay, again, 3rd round pick. So now we're talking a little bit more draft capital here when we're looking at a guy like Tajay. By the way, he will be attending the Fantasy Sports Summit, everybody. So I'm excited about that. Drop a thumbs up for the Fantasy Sports Summit. It's going to be amazing. Tajay, he's going to be there. I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to ask him. Listen, Tajay, listen, you gotta listen. I drafted you. Got decent, but mind you, when Henry's shipped off, Tajay's value spikes right up. It's going to the moon. It's going to go to the moon. Okay. Talent is there, man. The talent is there. He did okay last year considering Derrick Henry was there. I mean, where has a running back done okay where the full workhorse, the biggest workhorse of all time is there? And he still did okay. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting with Tajay. It's going to be interesting with Stevenson. And that's where you can get some value. That's where you can get a potential workhorse running back with some value that's got some upside. So then and then Henry, how is he going to do? What situation is he going to be in? Is he going to be able to be a workhorse where he's going to be at? But I give him the workhorse. So Henry, workhorse. Najee, Jaylen Warren, I think gets an uptick this year. I'm not sold on Najee being the workhorse based on how good Warren played, especially in the passing game. Looked more explosive, looked like the better back in many plays. Dave says the Patriots have the worst offensive line in roster. Yeah, but they can improve that. I mean, we got the draft coming. But yeah, very possible. But again, look at Rashad White. Not the greatest running back, but his team was better anyway. But, he just got it done. So let's count together. And then we're going to answer the question. The question is the workhorse running back gone? Is it gone the way of the dinosaur? Is it done? So let's recap here. Yeah, Barkley I like, Josh. I like Barkley. Someone's saying, do you like Barkley? Yes, I do. I like Barkley. Especially if it ends up on the Texans. I think he'll be good there. All right, so let's go through this. 1, Christian McCaffrey. 2, Brees Hall. 3, Byjan. Let me know if I lose count. 3. 4, Jonathan Taylor. So at 4. Gibbs could take a step up if Montgomery gets hurt. Boom, right? But we still got 4. Kyron, I don't believe he's going to be a workhorse, so I'm going to keep it at 4, maybe 5. So again, Gibbs and Williams are kind of hovering there. ATN, I don't know, man. I just don't trust him. Do you guys trust ATN? I don't trust him. I don't trust the offense. What Lawrence did last year, I'm not liking what I'm seeing here. I heard Ridley might be traded, all that stuff. It is what it is. Rashad White, I don't think he's that good. Saquon, yes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Saquon. Okay. Devon, Chain, me, and nah. I don't trust Miami. It's always a committee. Pacheco, no. KC, they always come up with something where they're going to mess that up. James Cook, no. Buffalo, Allen runs too much. It's just not much of a huge running game there. Maybe he gets more work this year. I like the value. Kamara, not a true workhorse running back, as a receiving back. Walker has Charbonnet. Jacobs, yeah, I'd say Jacobs. I give Jacobs. It depends on where he lands. If he gets traded, I think if he's Vegas, he's still there. Zamir White's there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Barkley. Are we going to give it to Jacobs? 6. Stevenson hovering 7. Tajay hovering 7, maybe. We don't know. Derrick Henry, 7, full 7. Najee, probably not. Nick Chubb, does he come back healthy? Man, he's value. RB27. Wow, he really fell off hard. Could come back strong. I don't know if I trust him this late in his career coming off that injury. That'd be rough. And there's a bunch of sleepers here that could come in and emerge, like rookie Trey Benson could end up on the Cowboys. You never know. Workhorse. So is it safe to say like 8 is a safe number? What do you guys think? Workhorse not completely extinct. Solid research. Your analysis a little lack with the little luck with assisting your success. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm just doing my best here, guys. Chuba Hubbard, no, he's not that good. I'm just doing my best to kind of make sure that I get a workhorse. So here's the cool thing, though. When I lay out 16 rounds, I think that we could probably, we're not doing a full analysis here. This is not turn on the bell. That's why we're going to turn on the bell. We're going to start diving in this a little bit deeper. To be honest with you, like I might secure a running back round 1, and I got to see who falls, because again, the way that it looks right now, this is exciting. I could potentially get a workhorse, after round 3, 4, 5. The way that it sits right, it's not going to stay like this. Like Henry's so low, which I'm not drafting anyway this year, right? Tajay Spears is so low. The rookies coming in are very low because we don't know what team they're on. The way that it sits right now is very interesting. Now, I don't see the Consheeps I'm not into guys like ATN, Rashad White, stuff like that. I don't see the Consheeps dropping those guys based on, because they do the copy and paste. I don't see them dropping those guys. And let's say Trey Benson ends up on the Cowboys for some. I don't see them dropping those guys and putting Trey Benson ahead of them. Maybe they do. Depends on if he lands on the Cowboys, he's a workhorse. But I think most of these guys are kind of fixed into their position based on ranking. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting, man. This is something we're going to be monitoring. That's why you got to turn on the bell. It's a constant. It's not like something that's static, right? Like it doesn't stay there. It's a constant moving, evolving, adapting type process. That's why I update the 16-round draft solution constantly, right? Like I update the cheat sheet in there. It's going to be amazing. So if you want direct access, we go to Patreon as well. And I'm going to be doing direct coaching as well this year. You can book me for half an hour. We jump on the phone call. I did a bit of that last year. It wasn't formal. Now you can actually book it on my website, which is cool. You can book your time now. Before your draft. It's going to be amazing. Make sure you guys are optimal. But yeah, so to answer the question, is the workhorse gone? No, it's not. We just saw it. There's about 8, maybe 10, maybe 12, depending on the scenarios. That's good news. I would love Jahmyr Gibbs to be a workhorse. I'd love to see Kyren Williams be a workhorse. I'd love to see Kenneth Walker be a workhorse, but it's not the world we live in. These guys need depth on the roster for reality, but it's a buzz destroyer for fantasy. So that's really it, guys. If you have any questions, let's do a quick questions here. Drop some questions below. I'll try to get some questions and we'll wrap this up. And I ask that everybody here, it's a small little favor, just turn on the bell, because what we're going to see is progress. We're going to see that as we get closer to the season, as more people turn on the bell, as we start building this thing out, it's going to start really snowballing. So I'm asking you guys as the core group to stick with me on this, and let's snowball this out. It's going to be fascinating when I, shout out Brian French and Wesley Sims. You guys are going to be part of the core group, and maybe we'll do some sort of system where you guys are shouted out more during the lives when thousands of people are in here or something like that. Josh Perez and all these names that were here in the off season. Maybe we'll shout you guys out more. CB's a regular. I'm I'm assuming you guys turned on the bell because you're back. So it's great. We're gonna snowball this. This is the dead of the season. So if there's any questions, guys, right now the questions are a little bit not, I don't want to do too many questions here. This is a little bit dead of the season, but where do you see Barkley? A lot of buzz with the Texans. That's where I see him. I like him there. Be a great fit. There's a chance that I think the Giants might retain him. I heard buzz. I don't know. I'd like to see him in the Texans. I don't think the Giants did him a good service. We will see. Brian says he's not a fan of ATN. Neither am I. Neither am I. I'm not crazy about him. I think he's a decent player. I just don't think he's outstanding. D Brown says, "Where's Connor?" Yeah, Connor, it might make a return. Connor is due for a return. Maybe we'll get him on the mic. He's with the herd right now. If you guys don't know who Connor is, he's a sheep. Some people think he's a puppet. He's a real sheep. He might be a co-host on the show eventually. I might bring him on. Hi, it's me, Connor. You guys remember Connor, right, with the broken voice? Connor the Kinshipsis. He's not doing too well after last year. Jacksonville loves ATN. That was very obvious last season. He will be involved. He'll be involved, but is it Workhorse capable? Kazi? I don't know. Let's see more questions here. Tank Dell or Rashi Rice? I'm leaning Rashi. I'm leaning Tank Dell. I don't think Rashi will be alone. I think they're gonna draft a receiver or bring somebody in. I think they just got rid of MVS or someone like that. Go back and check that. But yeah, I'm gonna lean Tank Dell. More upside. I just like it. Rashi's gonna be good. Don't get me wrong, but just really monitor the situation there with whether they bring in another wide receiver that's gonna maybe level him up. Okay, and with Kelsey there, it's always a buzzkill. Where do you see Jacobs? I don't know, man. This one, I don't know. I really don't. I don't know, man. I think the Chargers need a running back, but from what I heard, the Chargers might go to free agency to get him. Maybe on the Chargers. You never know, because I heard they were not looking at the draft. I heard rumblings from an inside source that they might just get somebody off free agency. And if you look at those free agency backs, they're not going to bring in Pollard. They're not going to bring in maybe Henry. I don't know. Henry on the Chargers? Maybe. I don't know. I don't think so. I think they want a younger crew, younger crew there. It's gonna be interesting. So, anyways, guys, is a running back gone? No. And the handful of the running backs that are available, you got to make sure that you guys grab one. Okay, that is very, very, very important, guys, that you guys secure a running back early or figure out which running back. And I'll tell you that in the 60-round draft solution. Grab it, use code SMASH to save, linked below. I will tell you guys. And the first version of that comes out in May, 60 rounds, but you can pre-order now, get in low price, use code SMASH, linked it below. And, at the end of the day, man, you could still probably get a workhorse running back for later. Guys like Tajay, guys like Trey Benson could emerge. Other guys that could emerge. So it's going to be interesting, guys. So if you're new, subscribe, thumbs up, turn on the bell, drop a name, but hit that thumbs up. That really helps the channel, gets this message out to the masses, and we're going to start growing this group out as we get closer. See, it's going to be booming in here, but I need this core group to really smash thumbs up and turn on that bell. I appreciate you guys. I got to go do some editing on some videos, get some other videos out. Got a lot of stuff to do in the off season as we get ready for the season. A lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. And yeah, man, it's going to be huge, especially that Fantasy Sports Summit, man. Buckle up, thumbs up. We'll talk soon, guys. I appreciate you guys. I'll try to see you guys more on these lives at 9:30, 5 days a week during the season. But as of right now, I'm trying to get them in as much as I can. We'll talk soon, guys. I'm out.